Hello, my name is Sectonius Watson. I'm a resident of Chicago, Illinois, married to my wonderful, beautiful wife, Jennifer T. Watson, and my daughter and son, Sarah and Kendall. Welcome to our kitchen, welcome to our home. We are avid foodies, we like to cook, and what you're doing right now, you're joining us for dinner, all right? So over here, in the air fryer, I'm having some chicken being air fried. I put about 6 different spices on this particular chicken, covered it with I just covered it with some different oils. Avocado oil, I greased it with avocado oil. Went ahead and put some salt, pepper, some apple seasoning on it. Apples, and up here is our cabinet with all our, here it is, right here. Apple rub. Applewood rub is one of the best tasting rubs that you can have. It really transforms the taste of your food. Over here, I took some more of the chicken. I'm going to bake it, and this is actually a technique that I got from my older brother Kevin. My older brother Kevin is also a pretty much avid cook. We cook on rock iron pans like our ancestors did. Most of our ancestors are from Georgia, Mississippi, Arkansas, and on the wife's side being Louisiana. So right now what I'm doing is I'm making sure that the chicken's tasty and it's covered with butter. Butter just transforms everything. So I take a little square of butter and I stick it right under the skin of the chicken. All right, so it doesn't go anywhere. Let me go ahead and finish doing this. Got about like 6 little different chickens to do that too. Chicken legs. Stick it there. Here, so this is kind of like a secret of mine. It's like my form of buttered chicken. Makes it tasty. My family typically kind of likes my cooking, so. And I find it relaxing. I find it connects me to my family, my roots. You know, so you think of my grandmother, my uncles and aunts. My overall heritage. Sometimes when I'm cooking like this, I like to play music. And sometimes I play a little blues and stuff like that, jazz. Because once again, that actually connects me to my family. Right now, what I'm doing, I'm sticking a knife into the chicken. I'm cutting a little small incision here so I can go ahead and stick the butter so it doesn't move. So as it cooks, it really marinates the chicken. So I'm just sticking it right into like a little pocket, all right? So that part's done right there. Now I wash my hands off. I constantly kind of keep my hands clean because you don't want all the different spices to affect other dishes that you might prepare. Changes the taste and integrity of the dish. A little spoon here. I'm about to dip out the sun-dried tomatoes. These sun-dried tomatoes are great. Really changes the flavor of the food. Me and my wife love these sun-dried tomatoes right here. Interesting, tomatoes are actually a New World dish. They really didn't use tomatoes in Europe until probably the end of the 19th century. Comes from South America. For a long time, people thought tomatoes were poison. Except for Africans, West Africans were using them since the 15th or 13th century. Well, actually 15th century. That's when U.S. wasn't North America, well, the Americas were discovered. So I got that there. Now I hesitate, should I put some mushrooms in this dish? Because my daughter sometimes does not like mushrooms, but she says she'll eat cooked mushrooms, so I'll put a couple of mushrooms here. All right, we got a couple of mushrooms. Now mushrooms, by no stretch of the imagination, is an African product. Most Africans probably don't put mushrooms in a dish. I know there's a few African cultures that might use mushrooms, but it's mostly European, but I do enjoy mushrooms. And heck, I'm in the United States, we do fuse a lot of different food pathways, so a lot of different traditions kind of come together. We, as a community and a culture, a human culture, we borrow from each other all the time. All right, so let me cut this open. Probably should use a bigger knife. I can do this probably a lot faster. Haha, there we go, it's much better. both my wife and myself love green onions, but the first person to really introduce me to green onions and really loved it was my dad. My dad would take these onions, eat them raw just like this, and just take them, just like that. He loved his green onions. Right now I'm just cutting off the root part of it. All right, so I'm right now putting together the protein for our meal. So this is our protein dish. We have a starch dish, and we're gonna have vegetables too. We probably have 2 starches. Okay, this is not cutting well, so we're gonna change this up. This one cuts the best. Yeah, look at that, much better. Fast too, look at that. This knife is so sharp, it's almost cutting through the paper. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and just kind of cut this stuff up right here. I'm gonna refrain from talking a little bit because I'm realizing it's tearing me out. So let's go ahead and just follow along with me as I cut. And now I go ahead and I cover it up. I've completed my cooking. And we put this into the oven. And we're gonna leave it into the oven for about 2 hours. And then it should be done. Bon appetit.